All right, hey everyone. It is V. I'm back with another video. Sorry, I have been away for so long. I might still be away for a little bit while I figure out my planner system. I think I'm struggling. I'm in a rut, and when I have to post every week and kind of do a new system, it kind of makes me feel a little, I wouldn't say nervous, but pressured to find the right system and use that every single week. And right now, because I'm so new to this planner, I don't exactly have that down. So that's why I've been gone a little bit. And I'm hoping to discuss that here in this video, and will likely be gone for a few more weeks while I figure all of that out and see how things work. But thank you so much for being here. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I am V, and this is just a channel about my small business, Paperly Charm, while I navigate that, but also planning through that and figuring out my planning system so that I can better document and create goals for my business's future. If you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, this year, I got the Hobonichi planner. This is my first time using this planner, and I really like it. I will say that the paper is really thin, and I was a little hesitant about that, but it works really well with fountain pens, which is a new hobby of mine, interest of mine, pretty expensive. So if you do get into that, just be wary of. I really like it so far, but the only thing I'm really struggling with is there's just so much in here. There's the yearly overview like this. There is, and let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. So there's this where I've been using this as an index. So anything I write in my dailies, I will kind of document like a small note to remind me of what that day was. And so that's what I've been using that for. Look over here, let me just check that there's nothing private before I do that. All right. So as you can see here, I've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit. I mean, I went back and filled in a little bit, but other than that, that's mainly what I use it for. So I've just been using these sticky notes or like tabs and just tabbing off the important areas of the planner that I need to kind of update day to day or week to week. And so it's just easier for me, and then I can move it to the next week or the next day once I'm done with that page. So I think the last time that I wrote anything was in like April, or that I posted. And I might just block some of this stuff if it's too private. Actually, no, this is pretty much just all work stuff. But I was doing it in this method where I have my to-do list. This was the last method that I was using. I'm doing the time blocking, I'm documenting what I'm doing at work. The only thing here that I was struggling with was that I felt like it was really repetitive, and also it was combining everything. So, like my 8 to 5 job, but also Paperly Charm, my personal life. And I was having trouble differentiating that. And I think at one point I was doing like color coding to differentiate between the two. And then another thing was that it felt really repetitive because I was putting it in the monthly too and then doing this. So I kind of fell off that. Let's see here. Okay, so this doesn't have anything too private, but I decorated this. I don't remember if I posted it on YouTube or not, but this is how it turned out. I really like this spread. It was really fun to make and I really kept up with it. But like it's really bare. Like my job is very repetitive, so a lot of the stuff that I do is not on here because it changes so much from day to day, just kind of updating tracking systems and stuff like that. So I'm not going to put every single thing that I do for every single minute of the day in this. So I just put the most important things. And then let me see if the next one has anything private. Okay, so this is the following week. And as you can see, I did not film this, so it's very pretty like. So I learned about this Alistair method. Alistair method? I think that's what it is. And I decided to try it out. And I tried it out here on this page. I just made a little box and some of the things that I needed to do. And so, if you're not familiar with this, you generally just document, you have like a rolling list of tasks or a to do list, and you signify each of those with a dot. And then you figure out what day you want to complete that task or what day you could potentially schedule that for. And so you'll put the dot under that day. And then once you've completed it, you exit out. If you've started it, you do one line across. If you migrated it to, let's say, the next day or next week, you do an arrow to the right. Some people use, if you've rescheduled, they use the arrow to the left. If you canceled it or, deleted it off of your calendar, you don't need to do it anymore. You just put a line through it. So it's a method for you to kind of see at a glance what needs to get done and what's been done and what was not completed this week. And so I really like this. I just don't know if I like it in this book. But yeah, I really do like this method and I think I want to keep trying to do that maybe in my daily pages. I haven't decided yet. So that's another new system there. Okay, so this is the following week, and as you can see, I kind of fell completely apart here. I still did my to-do list, but not, I didn't really document anything. I still like kept up pretty well with my habits, which that has been helping. And then I started to kind of log an ongoing log of what I do at work every single hour, but a little bit more specific. And so um, it felt kind of weird on here. The space was really small, so I didn't really keep that up. So I kind of got bothered with it and just let it go. I still did this, which was really helpful. The next week, I pretty much fell completely off. And so this is actually this week. I didn't really like set it up other than my habits. I started to do this, but then I kind of was like, maybe I should just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on this page and then the rest of the week on this page because that's how it's set up. But I did not like how it turned out and I actually like messed up a little bit. So I didn't even want to deal with it because it was just not pleasing to the eye and I was not about it. So I just stopped. And I did kind of go ahead and like do my habits and to do and my days for the next couple of weeks. All right, so now the dailies. How it's going in my Bible tracker, obviously really bad. I have not had the time. Let's go for my pen pal track. I added this on the end here. But anyways, so this has been going well. I am kind of keeping track of it. I always forget about this page. I'm hoping this tab will help me remember, but with my pen pals, it's not as frequent as it used to be because of time constraints. And I'm sure they have, time constraints too. Life happens. And I actually like it that way. I'm very patient. If I get a letter in the mail, it's like a happy day, and that's good because I didn't expect it. Because we don't like message each other, or most of us don't message each other once we've sent out a letter piece. So it's just kind of a nice surprise that arrives in the mail. And so I'm starting to figure out who I am really connecting with, and I really want to keep them on as pen pals. So I spend a lot more time now that I have a few pen pals have stopped writing altogether. So my list is dwindling down. I heard that happens a lot in the pen pal community, but the pen pals that I do have, I would say that they're pretty consistent and not frequent, but consistent, and they're very open and forthcoming, and just, it's easy to talk to them through letters. So I will be keeping about a handful of them. And then my dailies are here. And so, okay. So I know this is kind of like, so this is just kind of like my April overview. So I really like this. This is the first time I did this, and I think I'm gonna do it for May too. And so just throughout the month, as I was taking pictures and of moments, of happy moments, fun moments, new moments, things I wanted to remember, I actually wanted to put it in a sticker sheet and put a whole page here, kind of like an overview of the month. And so I was putting the pictures in Canva, and I sized it to this size, which I think was like 5 by like 7. I don't remember, but I kind of just collaged it and put it all together, and this is how it came out. And so, yeah, just for privacy reasons, I'm hiding some of the images here, but I had fun doing this, and I love it. It's so cute. All right. Now let's see about the rest of the dailies. All right, so let's do the dailies for May. So this is the last couple of days of April. I don't think I have anything private on here from what I saw, but if I do, I'll probably blur it out. And so I've been playing around with like different ways to document my days and things like this. This is where I started the Alistair method on the 30th. And I took a little picture there. And the way I do my sticker sheets is I do glossy paper on an 8 by 11 letter size paper. And I do like maybe 1.5 or 2 inch pictures and in height, and I will put it at the top. I will put a line of the pictures at the top of the page. And until that line is filled up, or maybe like a few lines are filled up, I won't print it until then. So I cut the paper down as I print on it. I hope that makes sense. If not, if I can wait, I just save it until the end of the month and I print all my pictures. But I do have a template, so when I'm writing, if I want to put a picture somewhere, I have the exact size and write around it. All right, so this is May 1st. This is when I got a new planner, and I'll talk about that here in a bit. And from what I hear, this is the time that people start like wanting another planner because they're not feeling satisfied in their current planner. And I did not want to be one of those people, but apparently I am this year. Again, I'm getting really back into investing into a paper planner. So I just get frustrated if a system is not working for me, and I want to try a new system that I've seen that might work better. So that's the reason I got that. But I also got like glue, some other tab colors. I got this ink pad that I still haven't tried, some dot markers because I had the idea of tracking some habits that way, a Midori grid pad, which is this memo block here, and some circle sticky notes. And I will show you the planner that I got here in a bit. All right, so here's May 6th and May 7th. I am still liking the column view, and I started doing this a little bit where I separate work and life. And that was working for a little bit. I really like the look of that. And I was trying to kind of do color meshing as well. But Venus, my dog, has been limping, so we had to take her to the vet. And so hopefully she gets a little bit better. And then I've been documenting what I'm reading or listening to. And so here I'm listening to the third book in the ACOTAR series, and I put my little sticker here and rated it. But yeah, that's how this day went. Okay, as you can see, this is the next couple of days, and I really like how this looks. I had some of these stickers, Lilo and Stitch stickers, and I used them, and I got my alcohol markers, and I totally caved and got some jet pen stuff that I'm still waiting on, and then obviously updates on in my job and updates with my dog Venus. All right, so these are the next couple of days, and as you can see, I'm still kind of keeping with the way I'm lettering here, but I'm keeping some space open for my pictures. So that's working well too. All right, and then I moved on to the next one for the next few days that are coming. So now let's talk about the other planner I got. So this is the Take a Note 2025 mini planner. So I wanted to get the A5 version of this. Let me throw these stickies out, but there was none available anywhere, and I wasn't going to pay for one planner and that outstanding shipping cost. So I'm hoping to find some stationery friends here in the area that are into Take a Note and possibly go in on an order. I don't know, but that is something that I'm hoping to do. All right, so here is the cover. Here are some items. So like some color keys and like some tasks and stuff like that. I'm obviously wanting to use the Alistair method here, so that's still gonna be a thing in this one. I went ahead and got the mini anyways, even though the A5 wasn't available, because it is still the same setup as the A5. It's just a smaller version. And I figure it would let me kind of play around and see if that would be something I liked. All right, so for this, you can use it for tracking, and that's what I had in mind. So my cycle, gym time, no spending, stuff like that. And so each color for the dot markers is going to be a different thing. And so I have really been liking that. And so it's been working. Obviously, this is on a way smaller scale than what the A5 would be, but it's still working okay. Right, here I just used it for some swatching and some ink swatching here. Okay, so this is how this is looking. Everything is color coded, so there's different colors here. It's kind of just a whole overview on everything: work, life, anything extra, etc. So I really like that. I don't know if I'll keep it into 2026, but I do like this layout. And then I like that each week has like a page number, so if you want to get to this week, you can go to that page number, etc. The paper is also Tomoe River paper, and it's a little thicker than the Hobonichi paper, which is something that I really was interested in. So it's been working really nice with my fountain pens. It's a lot, I feel like it's smoother. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I really like the thicker paper. Here I tried to do the Alistair method again, and I really like how it came out, but I was thinking I didn't have enough room to write my things or my items. I'm not going to show anything else in the planner other than this part here. So this is where I flipped it vertically, I guess, horizontally. And so I would have more room for the tasks. I did that after I had already written this, so that's why I didn't start it over here, if you are wondering. And I really liked the way that this came out. for this week, I used the whole space and it's so much easier. The only thing here is that it limits me on the tasks that are available, but I feel like I don't have that many weekly tasks for work anyways, so it's just kind of a rolling to-do list. All right, so on here, as you can see, I'm still kind of sticking to it. Undecided on whether I'm keeping it, but I started it. And in 1 week prior to this, I was doing an ongoing narrative, like a journal entry, because that's the reason I wanted the A5. I feel like the daily pages in the Hobonichi are just too much for me. And I find myself not liking that there's a lot of empty space. And I have another journal where I document like in detail, like everything, my feelings, bad feelings, good feelings, etc., my day-to-day, that is not meant for public. So I just wanted to keep it short and sweet on all the good things, what I'm grateful for, things like that, in another journal that is not a whole daily page like a Hobonichi. And this seemed perfect, but the A5 version. So I was doing that and I really liked it. And then picture wise, you know, you could put pictures here in the middle, or, you know, depending, obviously this is too big. This would be meant for an A5, but you can see this is like 2 inches in height and it takes up a lot of room. And then at another point, I was documenting time blocks, like in the Hobonichi for work. And then on another one, I was doing an ongoing narrative of what I was doing task-wise. So like from 8 to 8:30, I did this. From 8:30 to 9:30, I did this. From 10 to this, I had a meeting, etc. Just to keep track of what I'm doing day to day at work. So this mainly is meant for a work planner. My Hobonichi weeks, I'm not gonna show this, but this is for my budget only. So I'm not gonna open this because it has, you know, numbers, accounts, stuff like that. And then the Hobonichi I've been using just as personal and dailies. So mainly for work, I've been using this. And so I'm thinking, I haven't decided yet, but right now I'm thinking of getting 2 A5 take-a-notes for next year once they come out, I think in September. And one I'll use for my 8 to 5 job, work solely, and then the other one for personal journaling and stuff. And I don't want to get, I do eventually want to get a cover for these planners. I just didn't want to invest in one because they're very expensive, especially if you want a really pretty one or like a leather one with pockets and, you know, customizations and stuff like that. And so I didn't want to invest on something that I didn't know I was going to continue to use, because they're specifically sized to each planner. And that just seems like a waste of money to me if I did that, because that's what happened with this one. So I got this one off of Etsy, and obviously I'm not sure I'm gonna keep the Hobonichi, so now I have this cover and not sure what I'm gonna do with it now, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so there's that. So, and then for this, I'm just using, this is not a paperboard, but it's like a postcard, and I'm just using it as like a bookmark for this planner. So yeah, that is the update on my planner system. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you have any ideas on how to use this mini take a note, or even the larger version for work specifically, let me know. I'm interested in hearing how you're using it. I'm still kind of playing around with different things, and so yeah, I hope you enjoyed the catch-up video. I'm sorry it's been so long since I have done a video, but I did want to give you guys this update and let you know why I have not been online for a little bit. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Until then, Please feel free to like and subscribe, comment if you have any ideas, and watch some of the other videos. And I'll be anxiously waiting for you guys to offer up those ideas. Thanks so much and have a good one. Bye.